One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Happy 4th of July weekend. 250 years for our country. Well, who do we have but one of the best I have ever known, Senator Joe Manchin from the great state of West Virginia. And Senator Manchin, there's a mess in Washington. There's a mess in our country that, and me and you have always said, extremism in any direction, whether the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, is not good for our country. And right now, we have people at each other's throat in the middle of the 250th year of our country, and I worry about our future. What say you?
Well, John, let me say, first of all, happy 4th to you and all your listeners, and God bless America, because I truly believe He did bless us with this wonderful country of ours. 250 years of growing pains, but basically it's still an experiment. We have come through so much challenges and turmoil and heartache and challenges, but we've come out with the freedom that we have, the liberty that we have. For the people who say they hate America, but they're still here, they ought to count their blessings that they're able to do that in a country that allows them to do that. If they could just think of how they're able to have the freedoms to say and do as they please, and other countries won't allow that. And that's what gets me. This is a celebration of the freedoms and liberties we all have, whether you agree or disagree. And we can make it better if we work together. The bottom line is the political parties, John, have taken total control of the parties of the party system. And that's what our founding father, George Washington, was afraid of. You know, when George Washington left office in 1796, he said, beware of the political parties that can become the engines that allow unscrupulous people and men to usurp the power from the people. It's of the people, by the people, and for the people, John. And right now, the people are the last thing they're considering in all these political situations that we have. They want to redistrict, and they don't talk about redistricting an area, whether it be in New York or West Virginia, other than how can they get more strength in the political party. It's not about giving more representation or better representation to the people they're supposed to be serving. They're cutting lines across, going sideways, upside down, north, south, every way they want to go in order to pick up a few votes. That's not how it's supposed to work. And next of all, you got 47% of people that are registered to participate and vote in America, like me, who are registered no party affiliation, John, and we're disenfranchised. I can't go and vote. I wanted to vote in the Republican primary in West Virginia this year. They wouldn't let me because I was a registered independent. And that's what I'm saying. 43 states are closed or semi-closed. Okay? 43 are semi. It's just unbelievable. 17 states are totally closed, John. If you're not a Democrat or Republican, you can't vote at all. You have 30 million people that basically can't vote. Well, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 allowed African Americans the right to vote. But yet, as an independent, 30 million people in America can't vote. How do you have this experiment that we call a representative form of democracy? We think we can elect people to represent us when we can't even vote for them. We've got to change that, my friend.
I agree with you 110%. Now, how do we change it? Is there anybody in the Democratic Party that can bring things closer together? I mean, the Republican Party, the president is the president, and he's taking the leadership. But the Democratic Party, they've allowed the Socialist Party to take the leadership.
Well, when there's a void of leadership, John, you see what happens. Okay, they don't know who the leader is, and you got all of these young, aggressive people who are excited, they're involved, they associate themselves with the Socialist Party, and if they feel that, hey, I'm 25, 30, 40 years old and I can't buy a house, my groceries are higher than ever, I have no upward bound that I can see that I can improve the quality of life, I'm still paying off student debt, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and they're basically just torn apart, and they just want to change. And basically the MAGA Party, you got the MAGA Party, which is extreme right, you've got that used to be, we used to call them the liberal, that went it went from the liberal to the progressive, and now it's to the Democratic Socialist of America. And if they are truly believing socialism is the way that they want to live their life, then they should start a new party called the DSA party and get what you're voting for. But still yet, John, if you had an open primary, then we could see if those type of people could take over a party. In New York, they did it, and did it very successfully. You had less than 18% of the people registered to vote in New York City even attend voting. Well, guess who was out there working their butts off morning, day, and night? The DSA. They took advantage of it. So the two main party systems, Democrat and Republicans, are now reaping what they sowed, which is total control, basically, by aggressive zealots on the extremes. And that's what we're getting.
Well, you know, we need leadership in the Democratic Party, and somebody has to take the leadership, and otherwise, we're going to be the Democratic Party will be in trouble, and you can't allow the socialists to take control by
John,
just winning a few small elections.
John, between you and I, if the Democratic Party, and this is why I left, what happens if the Democrats? This is nothing. What will happen to the Democrats in Washington? The labor people have left. AFL-CIO, a lot of these people who are historically traditional Democrats have left. And their thought was this: the Democrat Party in Washington, D.C. spends more time and effort and resources on able-bodied, capable people that don't work and won't work than those of us who do. So as far as we're concerned, we're done. They're not after us. They're after people that basically don't want to work or can't work. And then they want to give everything away. And they don't want to close the borders. If a Democrat can't say, listen, I am not only going to secure the borders and support President Trump's securing of the borders, I'm going to even make it more secure, but I'm also going to work on having a legal way of immigration. So people like our ancestors who came here for the work and a new way of life will be able to still come here, John. And right now, and they're talking about birthright citizen. That's fine. I think most people believe you should be citizens that are born here. But what's happened is that birthright citizenship, people are coming here to have their babies in order to claim that. So I understand the concerns and frustrations. I'm not supporting that either. But on the other hand, you don't have to worry about that, John. If you had strong borders, if you had a legal immigration policy, that people could come here for the right reason. I don't know who's giving these visas out, but if a person is 6 and 7 months pregnant and gets a 6-month visa, something's wrong, John.
Well,
why aren't
Senator,
they down that?
On the previous hour, I had my daughter-in-law on, my son John's wife, Meg, that lived in California. Her father was the famous Angelo Mazzillo, who had a big company out there. And she went to visit her old house, and there's 40 bunks in that old house, and there's 40 Chinese pregnant women in those bunks.
Oh, my God. That is unbelievable.
And her friends tell her there's 100 of those houses out in California.
Oh, my God.
Our country is being invaded.
We're under attack.
We're under attack, and our country is being invaded. But Senator Manchin...
Well, I think what can happen, I can tell you what can happen, John. I think the legislature will look at this, what they call tourism, coming on tourism for the sake of living.
And they don't leave.
They'll look at that. What's the intention? No, and the bottom line is this country has been open. Give me your tired, your poor, your hungry, your huddled masses. That's fine. Those who want to start a new life in this country and participate, contribute, pay taxes, and support this great country of ours. Right now, they're just taking advantage of it. That has got to change. And Democrats have got to speak up. If they can't, they will not be in the majority. They will not sit in the White House anytime soon.
Senator Joe Manchin, give us your website that you're getting more involved to make sure America goes right.
What we have, John, my daughter Heather and I have AmericansTogether.org. That's AmericansTogether.org. It's very simple.
AmericansTogether.org.
.org. That's it. And it tells you, if you get on it, you look where you live. It'll tell you what kind of government you have. If you're happy or unhappy, you'll know why and what you can do to change it. We can change this, John, but it's going to have to be the people. We are still, by the Constitution, we still have the control. It's not the politicians, whether it be a Democrat or Republican. It's not the president. Those are our leaders that we've chosen to represent us. But they still have to answer to the people. But if the people don't get involved, or if the system prohibits them from getting involved, if you don't want to open your primary up, John, don't have a primary. Let's just vote for the general election and let everybody run. This is crazy. They're stopping basically good people from getting involved because they can't control them, and they want total control. So it's up to us, buddy, and God bless this great country of ours, and thank the good Lord for what he's done and the blessings he's given us. We can enjoy the life that we have here. But it's not easy, and you have to be ever vigilant and continue to work hard, John. Thank you for what you do, buddy, every day. I appreciate you more than you know.
Thank you, Senator Joe Manchin, and we need you back in Washington, and we need you to whisper in everybody's ear and let common sense prevail.
John, I'm starting to speak so loud. I think they all have a hearing aid and they're still aren't listening. But I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.